What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us again. My name is Sean Hitchcock. I'm the assistant coach of the El Paso Rhinos. So today I'm going to tell you all about the basics of hockey. First thing we're going to talk about is our rink surface. Our rink surface has 5 lines. You have 2 goal lines, our red line, which is our center line, and the 2 blue lines. So the next thing we're going to talk about is offsides. Offsides occurs when the attacking team, or a player on the attacking team, crosses a blue line before the puck. So when you're coming down ice and the attacking team into this zone, the puck must cross the blue line before any player. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the structure of the game. The game is played with 3 periods with 2 18-minute intermissions. So typically a team has 6 players on the ice, a goalie, 2 defensemen, and 3 forwards. So our forwards are usually the ones who score a little bit more than the defensemen, even though the defensemen can score as much as the forwards. Alright guys, so this is some of the equipment that the players wear. These are your shoulder pads. Of course, they protect your chest and your shoulders from getting hit and throwing hits. These are elbow pads. Now these elbow pads, these are a little small. They go over your elbow and they strap in. This little flap right there is a slash guard. It protects you from getting sticks to the forearm. These are your shin guards. These go over your legs and they stop pucks from hitting you in the shins because that's painful. These are your pants. Now these pants, a lot of people like to call them breezers, girdles. I just like to call them shorts. You step in them and they have pads in here, and of course pads on your butt because hockey players fall a lot. These are your gloves. So gloves fit a little big. They look big, but you can move your fingers in them and they help you hold your stick. Helmet, which is probably the most important thing if you ask a lot of us. Now a helmet can either have a visor or a cage. If you're under the age of 18, you have to wear a cage. But if you're over the age of 18, you get to wear a visor. Now skates, these are your skates. Of course, you're not skating on knives like a lot of people think. It's just a blade and it has a little concave and both the edges are sharpened. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to talk about is your goalie pads. So these are our goalie leg pads. And these go on your leg just like that. And these are a little more padded so you can take some pretty fast pucks with these. This is called a catcher. So the catcher is a glove. You stick your hand in it like this. If I can fit my hand in there. There you go. Stick your hand in it like this. Goalies throw up the glove. Nice windmill save with these. This one is what the goalie holds their stick with, also known as a blocker. So this one can take a big slap shot to the glove right there, and that one stops most of them. So the skates, they're a little different from player skates. They have this kind of armor, if you will, on them. And the blade is also different. It's a little longer and more straight. Right guys, so these are our sticks. This is a player stick. Now each stick can come with a different curve and a different flex. Also, each player tapes it a little different depending on what they like. This is a goalie stick right here. So this right here, the shaft is a little small and our little panel gets a little bigger. Better for blocking shots and saucing the puck. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to go over is our penalties. We have minor penalties which go from anywhere from slashing to hooking to delay of game. Our major penalties are any of those penalties which draw blood. Those result in a 4-minute penalty. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to talk about are 5-minute major penalties. A 5-minute major penalty consists of anything from fighting to boarding. If it's a fighting major, both players involved go to the penalty box for 5 minutes. Now if this happens more than twice in one game, both players are ejected and given a game misconduct or a game suspension. When a team is penalized, the opposing team is rewarded with a power play. This means the penalized team will be shorthanded or a man short for generally between 2 and 5 minutes depending on the severity of the penalty. So the team that doesn't get the power play is known as a penalty killing team. Alright guys, now we're getting to the end of the game. If the game ends and both teams have the same score, that's what's called a tie. Now in the WSHL, we don't have ties. We go to overtime. WSHL has different rules. In the Western States Hockey League, we have 5 minutes of 4-on-4, then 5 minutes of 3-on-3. Then after that, if no one scores a goal, then we have a shootout. Now a shootout consists of 3 players from each team, each shooting once, one after the other. If no team scores, then we go to sudden death. Sudden death shootout is 1 player from each team goes. First team to score wins. Alright guys, once again, thanks for watching. See you guys at the rink.